Hello, this is Henry Chen, and I'm going to demo part 1 of the project. What's required for the project for this is that we create a login screen and we create the button such that it'll instantiate the database and populate it with the tables and tuples necessary for all the queries listed in the document. So let's go ahead. So when I right click this, go to Run As and Run on Server, finish it. I can register. Let's do something weird like HC test or HCHIM test. Password is pass1234, and then that doesn't matter for the email. So let's register. And now we see below that it's registered for this. So let's type in HCHIM test pass1234, and that shows you the login functionality of the portion of the project. Next is the initialize database button. It's right here. When I click it, it runs the following procedure. Currently part 1 doesn't have an interface for me to actually show you the contents of all these tables. So if we take a look at the project, we see we create a TB user ID, username, password, email. Originally had it as just the username for what was given to me. I tweaked it because I liked working with user IDs more. I inserted all these tuples into it. I created a hobby table where there's a hobby ID and a name, and they gave me a list of hobbies that must be required, so hiking, swimming, yada yada. And then this is the way that we correspond a user to a hobby, and this is how it's done. Who's following who, so a follower ID and a following ID, a bunch of primary keys, foreign keys, yada yada yada. A constraint to ensure that you don't follow yourself, and a bunch of tuples for it. A blog with all these attributes to it, primary key, foreign key, yada yada. Another check constraint ensuring that the number of values cannot inserted in a number of blogs inserted for the same day cannot exceed 5. Then insert a bunch of blog IDs. I created these because in the for part 3 they say show all of the ones that have posted who have posted the most blogs on this specific date. That's why I use this specific date. There are comments here. Inserting comments. I also have a comment constraint to ensuring that you can't post more than 7 in a single day, as well as you can't comment on something that you own, so you can't comment on yourself. Finally, I created a separate table for tags. You mentioned something about creating a bit list, but I found this bits. I found this idea better, just for now. If I have to tweak it based off of your inputs, then so be it. But create a bunch of tags and yada yada. Overall, all this does is create a procedure that I call, and it's much easier to screw with it here, run it in MySQL, and then in the actual user DAO table, I created a new thing called instantiate database, and all this does is using the same connection string as I'm using my local right now. I'm not sure what you want for the final thing, the .war file to send to you. Whether you want me to change it back to whatever you have, but for now I'm keeping it as local because that's the only way I can test it since I'm off campus. So the SQL is I'm calling the sort procedure, it executes, and at time of execution it runs all of this, which is all of the schema and constraint and all that checking that I need for part 1. So I believe this is all we need, and let me know if I'm missing anything or you need me to send you a better recording. Thank you.